there, I'm Sheryl Goodwin Magiera, your go-to guide for life's messy and magical moments. As a farm girl turned single mom, I often wondered what life would look like after my kids were grown. Turns out, it was all about rediscovering and loving myself first. On this podcast, we'll dive into topics that touch the soul, like love, loss, triumphs, and setbacks. So grab your favorite drink and buckle up. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be discussing a little bit about taking our power back, using self-love, using courage, using bravery. And it is a situation that happened to me a little while ago, and my daughter was witnessing what was happening right before her eyes. And the name of this blog is called A Lesson in Love, and it goes like this. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and to make your happiness a priority. It's necessary. Mandy Hale. I invite you on a heartfelt journey with me as I share a personal tale of rediscovering self-love. In this week's blog post, I unfold the transformative process of recognize when it's time to prioritize your well-being over a friendship, doing so with grace and profound love for both yourself and the cherished bond of friendship. Several years ago, I had entered into a business agreement with a friend. I had considered it a lifelong commitment and didn't think about it again until recently. I had the opportunity to meet with another person in regard to a similar situation. Although it was somewhat the same, there were several added opportunities that hadn't been presented or given. As a side note, I took the meeting on the request of my daughter. At the end of the meeting, I thanked the person for their guidance, but mentioned the person handling my current business was a personal friend. As soon as I hung up the phone, my daughter looked at me and reminded me I was putting the friendship over my well-being. The situation wasn't personal, it was business, and would only affect my future. Then and there, I knew she was right, and I had to find the proper way and words to own my worth and take actions that were best for me with thoughtfulness. My words didn't come easy, but they were wrapped in layers of love, grace, understanding, and a thankful heart. I found the courage to choose me, to put myself first, and to own my value, worth, and future. It felt like a very grown-up thing to do with courage and humility. If you find yourself in a similar situation, it's never too late to choose yourself, to love yourself enough to pursue the path that leads to your true happiness. Try these steps. Number 1, introspection. Begin with a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself and reflect upon the relationship in question. And ask, am I nurturing my own dreams and aspirations? Is this friendship or situation allowing me to grow, or is it holding me back? What steps can I take to honor my feelings and desires? Number 2, set boundaries. Boundaries are the beautiful fences that protect you. With kindness and grace, articulate your boundaries. Setting boundaries is not building walls, but creating spaces where respect and understanding can flourish. Communicate your feelings honestly yet gently. Let them know your needs and be prepared to enforce your boundaries consistently yet lovingly. Step 3 is repeat as often as needed. In life, Sometimes we find ourselves swaying to the music of others, often forgetting the melody that resonates with our own heart. We cherish friendships that have stood the test of time, and yet there comes a moment where we must pause, listen deeply, and have the courage to move to our own beat. This experience was a lesson in love for me. Is there a lesson in love waiting for you too? I hope that this resonated with your heart, or parts of it resonated with your heart. So often we do give in to other people's needs and wants over our own. And I have to tell you, I was so proud when I made this decision. And I actually made the decision on the spot when I was talking to my daughter. I knew that it had to be done. And I'm not saying that it was easy, because it was not. And I procrastinated for a couple weeks to come up with the right words, to come up with the right feelings, because I did not want to hurt my friend's feeling, but I needed to take control of my future. And I was so proud of myself. I had the courage. I was brave enough to speak up for myself. And that is my lesson. And I hope that you feel that and are able to take action where you want to take action, and doing it with grace and love and not out of anger or fear. I encourage you to speak up for yourself. I encourage you to show yourself some compassion, some grace, and give yourself a little bit of self-love. So that's all for today. I'll see you soon. If you love this episode, you won't want to miss my free workbook, 7 Simple Ways to Elevate Your Life. Head over to the imperfectlycharming.com website to snag your copy. And hey, if this podcast resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, shine on, friends.